What is going on, everybody? What is going on, the Catch fam? My name is Jon Dawson, and in today's video, we are hopping into another 2022 fantasy football mock draft. In today's video, we are running an 8-team standard scoring format mock through the ESPN platform. If you guys do enjoy today's content, be sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Come join the Catch family. We put out free fantasy content on a daily basis, and at the moment we are running a free subscriber mock draft nearly every single night of the channel. Be sure to join our Discord down below to get updates on when we are drafting, and feel free to drop any mock draft requests down below, whether you would like a pre-recorded video or you would like a live subscriber mock draft through the Sleeper platform. We would love to get that set up and worked into the schedule. And without further ado, let's hop right into another mock draft. Okay, so in today's mock, we are drafting from the 1.2 position. Obviously, in your standard scoring formats, you're going to be putting a little bit more of an emphasis on those touchdowns overall as compared to receptions. But really, for me, at the end of the day, with that second overall selection, I'm still going with a running back. Let's go Derrick Henry tonight. I mean, just such an incredible value in standard scoring formats. So we'll take Henry here at 1.2, no issue whatsoever. Going over to the 15th overall selection in the second round, I mean, we're also going to be looking at positional advantage in an 8-team draft, so we'll kind of let this play out. We'll see who gets selected in the first round, then we'll decide if we want to go with a second running back at pick 15, or if we want to look at the best receiver available in an 8-team draft. One thing that I have a huge emphasis for is going after a premium tight end like a Travis Kelce or a Mark Andrews. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Kelce. So looking at things overall in ESPN's overall rankings, they've got Kelce at 30 overall, even in standard scoring formats. So we might be able to wait until the 4th round before we go out and target him. We'll just take a look at how the first round wraps up here and the second round. We see Cooper Kupp gone at 1.3, CMC gone at 1.4, and Eckler gone at 1.5. So if we are to go receiver at the 15th overall selection, I mean, I love me some Mike Evans if he's sitting around in standard scoring formats. He leads the league in touchdowns since 2019 at the receiver position, and he's ranked at 28 overall. So he's another player we might be able to hold off on. So we see the first round ending with JJ at 1.6, Najee Harris at 1.7, and Jamar Chase at 1.8. Stephon Diggs off the board at 1.9, followed by Alvin Kamara. There goes Joe Mixon at the 11th overall selection. And we'll see who's hanging around here. I might be going with a second running back at the 15th overall selection, especially because I think we may have a shot to land Mike Evans in the 4th, but it's going to be relatively steep, and he's a receiver I'd really like to land. So we might be going heavy running back. We'll see how this plays out over these next couple selections. If Debo or Devontae Adams falls out, there goes Debo. I don't think Adams will fall out to 15, but if he did, I would easily take him right here. If he doesn't, I'm thinking about going heavy at receivers. I don't know. We may have to go Mike Evans at pick 18. I don't know if we're going to be able to land him in the 4th round. There goes CeeDee Lamb. It really depends if Adams is gone here or not. If Adams is available at 15, we're going Adams. If he's not, then I'll go Cook or Fournette here. I also like Swift and Chubb, and then James Conner hanging around is tempting as well. I mean, either way, if we get, so Cook is gone. I was going to say, if Cook falls through, I'm going Cook here. Don't get me wrong, but we'll go Adams here. There goes Lenny Fournette. We're on the clock. Okay, so the 3rd round, we see Tyreek Hill gone. Man, my gut is telling me go with another running back here. But there's going to be so many backs available through this draft. I mean, there's going to be plenty of receivers as well. Let's go Mike Evans. Let's do it. Let's go Mike Evans, and then let's hope that Travis Kelce falls out to 31. I'm not sure that he will, but we'll just see what happens. Okay, so Tyreek Hill gone, Mike Evans gone, and you know, once again, in an 8-team draft in general, whether it's PPR or standard scoring format, you're just going for positional value. I mean, it really makes a big difference as you're going to be going up against absolutely stacked teams on a regular basis. So a premium tight end really does make a difference. So whether we land Kelce or Andrews here in the 4th, I would be happy with either guy. If we don't, then we're probably going to wait and hold out and see if we can land a guy like a George Kittle or a Darren Waller. Outside of that, in a standard scoring format, you want those receivers who are going to be heavy red zone targets. So Adams and Evans just present really high value for me in standard scoring formats, but you do still want to load up at the running back position as Nick Chubb and Aaron Jones are gone here. So I would say after we land Kelsey or Andrews at 31, we then want to revert back to the running back position, but I think we're going to be able to land some pretty good value throughout this draft. I still like the start to this draft, hands down. Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, and Mike Evans is a really nice start overall, as we will watch the third round conclude here. All right, and we do see Mark Andrews gone at 21, and we see Kelsey gone, so we took a little bit of a risk, and that's the thing, right? You guys, you can't always pay too much attention to ADP, because guys like Kelsey and Andrews, you can see them go anywhere from the first round, even in an 18 league, I mean, anywhere. They're going to go way against ESPN's current ranking at 30 and 31. So we see Andrews gone at 21. We see Kelsey gone at 23. We're not getting that premium tight end, but I still think we can land some pretty decent tight ends undoubtedly. So Swift's gone at 22. Williams gone at 24. Akers, Moore, and James Conner off the board. Conner, another player that I love in standard scoring format. So let's take a look at running back, right? Monty's available. Saquon's available. Ezekiel Elliott available. So I would say that at this point in the draft, Saquon's probably my top target. We do need to get some help at the running back position. Let's take a look at quarterback. We've got, we can pick any quarterback we want right now if we really want to go for positional value. But I like to see where Herbert falls out to. I think if we can land Herbert, we've got a chance at a QB1 on the season undoubtedly. So let's take a look at tight end. Like to have Kittle queued up here, and then I think we can still finish out with some pretty premium tight ends overall. All right, so let's see who gets selected here, and our top target is probably going to be Saquon here. But I really do like A.J. Brown or Mike Williams with just some really nice ceilings, really nice upside, and even in standard scoring as well. So we'll see what happens here. I think I'm going to go Barkley just to ensure that we get at RB2 that brings us some upside, brings us some solidification to the roster spot that is hurting the most on this team. I also like Ezekiel Elliott a lot, who we saw selected just 2 picks ago. All right, so give me Saquon, and then I'm thinking about targeting Mike Williams. Yep, he's available. I like A.J. Brown a lot here as well. I mean, you could really argue for either guy, right? Whether it's A.J. Brown or Mike Williams, but I'm going to go Williams just because I think that we're going to end up targeting Justin Herbert a little bit later in this draft. But don't get me wrong, I mean, A.J. Brown and targeting Jalen Hurts would not be a bad strat whatsoever. All right, so we add to this roster, we get Saquon Barkley and Mike Williams. Keenan Allen finished out the 4th round into the 5th. T. Higgins is gone, and then our selection of Mike Williams. So Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, and Mike Williams. Still a really nice start to this roster. So let's take a look at tight end, right? Kittle still around, Schultz, Goddard, Knox, and Henry. Probably the guys that I would want some combination of. I do think we'll end up drafting 2 tight ends in this draft. Wow, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes gone. So now that selection of Herbert becomes a little bit more volatile. We'll see if we land it or not. If not, then we'll revert back to the position a little bit later on, and we'll go with a Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow a little bit later on. They're a little bit lower ranked in ESPN's ranking, so I think that they're pretty good snacks. But let's take a look at running back and see who we can start to target as we still want to build depth. I mean, David Montgomery, Breece Hall, and there goes Herbert. So Herbert's off the board. There goes Monty too. There goes Breece Hall. Josh Jacobs, somebody I would love to land on this team. I don't know if he's going to fall out to 47, but in standard scoring formats, I'm a big fan of Josh Jacobs. He is the top-rated player, so I don't think it's going to happen, but he's a player I'd really like to add to this roster. Outside of that, Gibson and Mitchell, I mean, it's just 2 really scary backfields, right? I do like ETN regardless of scoring format. I think he's a really good value. Want to keep an eye on Damian Harris, someone who had 15 touchdowns last season. I know Ramondre Stevenson's hanging around, but in standard scoring formats, I mean, even if he regresses to 8 to 10 touchdowns, right, he's still in a good position. A.J. Dillon, Rashad Penny, there are some late-round running backs that I really like. Melvin Gordon, James Cook. So we still have plenty of options to build around this team. Why not throw Tony Pollard in the mix as well? All right, Metcalf's off the board. I would say that Jacobs is my top target. If he gets selected here, I don't know. I mean, tight end is still looking pretty good. Maybe we just go out and we go ahead and we get Kittle, right? Quarterback, I think we can wait on. There goes Courtland Sutton. I don't think we necessarily need to draft another receiver. I mean, at this point, you're probably going for more PPR value, you know, target value, maybe some specific red zone guys like Adam Thielen. Oh man, we just missed Josh Jacobs. Just miss him. Wow. All right, let's go with oh man, there's a lot of players that I like hanging around. I'm going to hold off at tight end. We're going to see if we can hold off at tight end. Man, Hollywood Brown, Deontay Johnson. There's a lot of good players hanging around. I don't know if we need to draft another running back just yet, but let's just go ahead and let's lock up ETN. I mean, he's becoming a player that you're going to see him drafted a lot earlier overall. All right, looking at receiver here, I mean, I just think Deontay Johnson is the best player regardless of format. I think Johnson's the player I want to select here. Let's go with Deontay. I mean, I just think he's the best available player. Okay, now moving into the 8th round, we want to try and land Kittle. And then we've basically got everyone queued up that we want to go after. I mean, Kittle, Schultz, Goddard, Knox, Henry. That's the thing. In a standard scoring format, it's important to note that some of those later round tight ends hold a lot of value. If you miss out on a premium tight end, well, I mean, I like the idea of going out and getting a Kittle and solidifying him with a Knox or a Henry or even a Goddard, right? But if you miss out on a Kelsey or a Mark Andrews, who are really those premium tight ends for me, then, you know, guys like Dawson Knox and Hunter Henry, who are a little bit touchdown dependent, they're still going to get a ton of red zone targets, and they hold a lot of value in standard scoring formats as well. So we want to make sure we go and we get a tight end at some point, but I think we're in a good spot overall. We want to make sure that we land the right quarterback, whether it's Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow. Hurts maybe bringing some of that rushing upside and some of those rushing touchdowns to the table, so maybe a little bit more valuable in standard, but I mean, I think Burrow is going to have a phenomenal year. Looking at later round running backs available, A.J. Dillon is someone I absolutely want on this team, but Rashad Penny, Melvin Gordon, and James Cook, as well as Tony Pollard, just really good late round values. There goes Damian Harris as well. Looking at receiver, we don't necessarily have any receivers queued up. I like Allen Robinson, Hunter Renfrow, Adam Thielen, and Hopkins. Hopkins and Thielen, 2 players to target, especially in standard scoring format and in 8-team leagues as well. All right. So let's take a look here. I think I'm just going to go for Kittle here at 63 if he's available. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, man, 5 spots in the tight end and QB to lock up. I think we're going to finish out this draft in great fashion. I mean, you know, we had a couple snipes here. We had a couple interesting picks, but I think overall this roster is going to come together really nicely. So sitting in the 8th round, we got Amon-Ra St. Brown gone, Jerry Jeudy gone, and Darren Waller gone. Top rated players are Amari Cooper, Allen Robinson, Singletary, and Kittle. And there goes Kittle. So we're missing out on Kittle. That's okay. Schultz also hanging around. So I think Allen Robinson, there goes Schultz. Okay. I think Robinson is my pick here. Yeah, let's go Robinson. Let's add another receiver. Lamar Jackson and Amari Cooper gone. And I think we can hold off one more round at quarterback. It's risky. It's really risky. Let me take a look at running back. Oh, I think we can hold off. Let's go with another receiver. Let's go with Adam Thielen, who had 10 touchdowns through 13 games last season. Let's do it. So we're basically done at receiver. Adams, Evans, Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson, and Adam Thielen. I mean, we're going to be loaded at receiver on this team. So Henry, Barkley, and ETN at running back. So running back still a concern, but we've just got so many good later round running backs queued up. So tight end and quarterback becomes a must in the 10th round, in the 11th round as well. If we can land a Jalen Hurts and then some combination of Goddard, Knox, or Henry, or even a Joe Burrow, like, man, I think we're going to end up with a really good roster here. We'll see what happens, and I'm going to think we're going to be happy either way. And we'll just kind of sit back and see what goes on here. We'll either go after just one tight end, like the Dallas Goedert, or combination of a Henry and Knox. We'll kind of see. But regardless, we're going to finish out these last two bench spots with 2 running backs. So I think we're in a good spot here overall. A little bit thin at running back, but I think that's okay. I think this team is going to be receiver heavy, good late round tight end value, and good late round quarterback value. I mean, we still got Barkley, Henry, and ETN, so the ceiling's pretty high, all things considered, at the running back position. But we are drawing it a little bit close here at quarterback. There goes Cordero Patterson. I don't know, man. I think we're in a good spot. Yeah, I mean, there goes the Bills defense. So I think we're going to be able to land Jalen Hurts. And I do kind of prefer a quarterback with some rushing upside in an 8-team league. That's also a standard scoring format league as well. But let's say we don't land Hurts here. We still have the option of Burrow, Wilson, Rodgers, or Brady. So we're not in a bad spot overall. Then, oh my gosh, we do miss Jalen Hurts. Man, we've gotten sniped more than once in today's draft. Okay, let's go Joe Burrow. I'm not upset about that. I think we still got a phenomenal late round quarterback. Then let's go ahead. Let's take a look at running back. I think we're okay. We're going to go for A.J. Dillon at pick 95. So let's just pick Dallas Goedert. I think he has an opportunity to crack the top 5 at the position. I'm a huge fan of Dallas Goedert. I'm very happy with that selection. So I do think the way I want to end this is go after a Hunter Henry or a Dawson Knox, as they get a ton of red zone targets at the tight end position. Give us some depth there. I think we're fine at quarterback with just Joe Burrow. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get 2 late round running backs. So I think we'll go for A.J. Dillon at pick 95. And then with another tight end at 98. And then I'll go with the later round running back, whether it's a James Cook or a Rashad Penny in the 14th round. And I think we'll be good to go. I think this is a good roster overall, man. So if you guys are enjoying the content today, be sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And feel free to drop any comments, questions, concerns pertaining to the 2022 fantasy season down below, as well as any mock draft requests that you guys have, whether it is a pre-recorded video or a subscriber mock draft that you guys would like me to get set up through the Sleeper app. I am happy to do so. All right. So into the 12th round, we got Rashad Bateman, Tony Pollard, and Russell Wilson off the board. A.J. Dillon, the player I want here. Let's take a look at running back. I do like Treylon Burks hanging around, but we just don't need another receiver. Adams, Evans, Williams, Deontay Robinson, and Thielen. We're stacked at receivers. So A.J. Dillon, the 4th rated running back, but I mean, don't get me wrong. People will take him way against that ADP. And hey, just a note, right? I mean, we're drafting in an 8-team league, but A.J. Dillon is a running back that a lot of fantasy managers are going after. So I don't know that he would necessarily even be available in the situation. But for the sake of the mock draft, we're going with my boy A.J. Dillon at 95, undoubtedly. All right, 2 really good rookies off the board in Treylon Burks and Chris Olave. Probably my 2 favorite rookie receivers to go out and target. All right, so we want A.J. Dillon here. Kareem Hunt is off of the board. And let's go ahead and let's draft A.J. Dillon. And then I think we go ahead. Oh, I don't know. I think Henry or Knox will probably be available a little bit later on. Let's go with Rashad Penny. I mean, I think if he's healthy, he could easily be. I mean, I do think he will be the RB1 for Seattle as long as he's healthy. So really, there's 2 ways to finish out this draft. You know, we either go with another late round running back that we have some faith in, like a James Cook or Melvin Gordon, Damon Pierce, Tyler Algier, right? Even a James Robinson or Ramondre Stevenson if they're hanging around. Or we just go with that second tight end. I think that's what I'm going to do, either a Hunter Henry or a Dawson Knox. And then we finish this thing out. Trey Lance would be a fun selection as well. You know, get some upside, some rushing potential at the quarterback position behind Joe Burrow. There goes Trey Lance, so that's not happening. But yeah, I think we pieced together a really nice roster overall. Then we'll just pick the best available defense or kicker. So Henry and Knox are the top rated players. If they both go, then I'll go James Cook just to get some upside in youth at running back. And then we'll finish this thing out. So it's either Henry, Knox, or Cook with this next selection, then a kicker and or defense. So let's take a look. Defenses, we're in a pretty good spot. There goes Hunter Henry off the board. So he's off of our selections, but probably try and go for the Colts defense. I think they're going to have a great year. There goes Russell Gage. So let's just go ahead and pick Dawson Knox. I mean, looking at running back, we got Henry, Barkley, ETN, Dillon, and Penny. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. Let's go with Dawson Knox. I'm completely fine with that. We'll go and we'll pick. I mean, there's a lot of good kickers hanging around, but let's try and take advantage at defense. Let's go with the Colts defense. Then we'll pick a kicker and we'll call this thing a day. So I think we pieced together a pretty good squad. We had a couple things not go exactly how I wanted to, but I think we put together a very nice team at the end of the day. So Burrow at quarterback, I love it. I mean, I'm completely fine. Like I said, in a standard scoring format, maybe want a little bit more of that rushing upside, those rushing touchdowns with a guy like Jalen Hurts, but I'm happy with Burrow nonetheless. Goddard and Knox, I think our tight end room looks great. Derrick Henry, obviously very, very valuable in a standard scoring format. Saquon Barkley, ETN, I know those guys have a little bit more PPR upside, but I do think they were the best available running backs when we drafted them, so I'm completely fine with that regardless of scoring format. A.J. Dillon, Rashad Penny, I think were two really good late-round running backs that we landed to add depth to this team. Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, and Mike Williams, just a filthy start to the receiver room. And then Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson, and Adam Thielen, three very, very good bench receivers to add to this squad. I think we pieced together a beautiful team. We got the Colts defense. I think they're going to have a great year, and then we're going to land a kicker, and we're going to call this thing a day. All right, so Nick Folk and Tyler Bass here. Whoever doesn't get selected here at 126 is who I'm going to pick. I mean, Matt Prater, Jake Elliott, also some good options, as well as Chris Boswell, but we'll go ahead. We'll call it a day with Nick Folk. Had a monster season last year, and that'll do it for the video. Here's a final look at the team. Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Saquon Barkley, Mike Williams, ETN, Johnson, Robinson, Thielen, Burrow, Goddard, A.J. Dillon, Rashad Penny, Dawson Knox, Colts defense, and Nick Folk. I would be absolutely ecstatic in an 8-team league, kind of regardless of format with this team, but in a standard format nonetheless. I do really like this team as a whole. And that'll do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy the content today, be sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button on the way out if you are new to the channel. Feel free to drop any comments, questions, concerns pertaining to the 2022 fantasy football season down below, as well as any mock draft requests, whether it is a live subscriber mock draft through Sleeper or a pre-recorded video like this one. I am happy to get it worked in to the schedule for you, and our schedule is filling up very, very quickly, so be sure to join our Discord down below. While you're at it, it's completely free to do so, and that gets you the best updates on when we are conducting mock drafts, as well as any updates on the channel and what the schedule is looking like as a whole. Be sure to check out all the links down below, and of course, let me know what you thought of today's squad overall. And with that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening, and remember, you saw it here on The Catch, and peace.